With Pakistan's third T20 international versus the West Indies washed out, I'll try to make sense of what batting order Pakistan should experiment with, especially with the World T20 looming, in this volume of CRIQAZI Diaries.
Have a look at that, miles up, oh, it's nearly taken someone out of the stands. That was a flat six right under the stand there, the George Giffen stand, up into the members, and it went like a rocket.
देखें जी, पहला T20 हमारा कोविड खा गया, एक T20 पाकिस्तान जीत गया, and then rain played spoil sport in 2 of the T20s, washing them out, which has effectively reduced this 5-match T20I series to 2 T20 internationals. जो previous T20 था which got washed out, at least we got like 9 overs of play in that game. मगर जो आज match wash out हुए उसमें तो it was called off after only 8 deliveries. देखें, ये जो T20 सीरीज थी ना, वो पाकिस्तान के लिए बहुत ज्यादा अहमियत रखती थी क्योंकि the World T20 is just around the corner and Pakistan had to iron out its playing 11 and combination and most importantly figure out the batting order. खैर, अब टाइम तो कुछ खास रह नहीं गया till the World T20, a little over 2 months, and Pakistan don't really have a lot of room left for experimentation. So in light of that, I, in this video, will take a crack at what potential batting order Pakistan could field in the World T20. In this particular series, Pakistan attempted to address their middle order woes by fielding 4 openers in the playing 11, which in my opinion is a recipe for disaster. Now, there's been a lot of talk around whether Pakistan should continue to open with Mohammad Rizwan and Babar Azam, generally because they're pretty similar in their batting styles and they play risk-free cricket. And while I personally have been mostly satisfied with this pair, I do agree with the notion that you need a hard-hitting batsman as opener in order to capitalize in the power play when the ball is hard and new and the fielders are in. Taking that into account, I believe that Fakhr Zaman should open the batting with Mohammad Rizwan, given how successful he was earlier in the year against South Africa, and also because he's being wasted currently in the middle order. और जहां तक रही बात शर्जील खान की, in my opinion, he doesn't even deserve a spot in Pakistan's T20 squad. Look, if you ask me personally, then yes, I do have issues with his history with spot fixing, but even if we choose to put that information aside, I don't think Sharjil's fitness is up to international standard. He's an absolute liability in the field. He doesn't score his runs with enough consistency, and lastly, I don't think he's more technically sound than Fakhr Zaman. His selection in Pakistan's T20 squad was on the basis of an isolated 100 in the PSL, an innings in which he got dropped twice, just by the way. Since his return to the Pakistan national team, he's been given 3 opportunities and he's only managed to score 46 runs in 43 balls across those 3 innings. फिर जी बात होती है कि शर्जील जब से वापस आया टीम में उसको consistent run of games नहीं मिली. तो इसलिए let's take a look at his numbers across his T20 career, both domestic and international, क्योंकि domestic के अंदर तो वो हर मैच खेलता है ना. In the 109 T20s that Sharjeel Khan has played, he scored his runs at an average of 25.6 and at a strike rate of 138.9. These numbers drop in T20 internationals, where his average goes to 22.5 in 18 innings and his strike rate is 133.1. So this actually proves the fact that Sharjeel is nothing more than a flash in the pan. Now, if you compare these numbers to someone like Mohammad Rizwan, who gets a lot of criticism for not being explosive enough in the top order and being a makeshift opener, you'll come to notice that in his last 18 T20 international innings, all of which in Rizwan has opened, he has managed to score his runs at an average of 80 and a strike rate of 138.4, with 28 sixes to his name as well. Generally, in modern day T20 cricket, a batsman is considered successful if he averages 30 with the bat at a strike rate of 130. Mohammad Rizwan's performances are well beyond that threshold. Coming in at number 3, I have Pakistan's Mr. Dependable and captain Babar Azam. Since in this series, he's proved that even if you switch his batting order from opener to one down, his performances with the bat will not be impacted. And that's something you can't really say about Mohammad Rizwan, can you? We have no evidence to suggest that he will be as effective at number 3 or 4, since all of his performances have come as opener. At number 4, I would go with Sohaib Maqsood. And even though he hasn't been able to post a big score ever since he's made his comeback to the national team, I still do believe that he possesses that ability to hit the ball for six out of the ground from the get-go, very first delivery. And after all, he was the man of the tournament in the PSL, which was played in the UAE not too long ago, and he managed to win that tournament. He was an integral part of Multan Sultan's squad. At 5, I'll go with the Professor, Mohammad Hafiz, and I'll be the first to admit that Hafiz's recent form, especially this year, has only been a shadow of what he was able to deliver in the previous year. But Hafiz's off-spin can be crucial in UAE conditions, as we've seen in this series against the West Indies. He just came off a spell which was 4 overs, 1 wicket for 6, and then he's especially effective against left-handers. So, if Hafiz starts scoring runs, I think he will be that trump card which will win Pakistan the World Cup potentially. At number 6, I don't think that in this current Pakistan squad there's any player who is a formidable option for that spot. However, come T20 World Cup, I do believe that a player like Shoaib Malik could effectively plug that hole. Reliable fielder in the deep, belligerent versus spin bowling, and a part-time off-spin bowler himself, I believe that Shoaib Malik's experience could prove crucial in Pakistan's World Cup campaign. Also, not to forget that he is one of only 4 players who have scored more than 10,000 runs in competitive T20 cricket, and generally, Malik is a very reliable batsman in Asian conditions. अच्छा अगर मैनेजमेंट ने कसम खाई हुई है ना कि नहीं सिलेक्ट करना शोएब मलिक को, then in my opinion your other option is Iftikhar Ahmed, who was extremely impressive in the second leg of the PSL. He won a few games for Islamabad United with the bat single-handedly and looked extremely composed, and he also has a few performances for Pakistan. देखें, ऐसी बात नहीं कि इफ्तिखार को मौका नहीं मिला नेशनल टीम के साथ. He has been given ample opportunity and he has impressed in patches, मगर वो consistently deliver नहीं कर पाया. But at the same time, it's not like Pakistan is spoiled for choice, and Iftikhar does give you a bit of bowling depth. He also bowls off spin, and personally I would select him over the likes of Khushdil Shah, Azam Khan, Asif Ali and even Hussain Tallat. अच्छा यार, अगर दोनों इफ्तिखार और मलिक को नहीं सिलेक्ट करना तो चलो फिर सरफराज को ही खिला लो नंबर 6 पे. He is a busy batsman, he's an excellent player of spin, and one thing's for sure is that he'll always play with his heart on his sleeve. इस टॉप 6 के बाद अगर आपके पास हसन अली और शादाब खान भी पड़े हो बाद में, and potentially one of Mohammad Nawaz, Imad Wasim और Fahim Ashraf, then I believe that the team will have the right amount of firepower and balance to consistently post competitive totals and win games with the bat. That's a wrap for volume 13, folks. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell icon in order to be notified about my latest videos. Of course, if you agree or disagree with anything in my proposed batting order, do let me know in the comment section below, and tweet your questions if you want them to be addressed in future episodes at DefMango using the hashtag AskCriqAZI. I'll catch you soon, guys. Kazi off the mic.
Have a look at that. Smiles up. Oh, it's nearly taken someone out of the stands. That was a flat 6 right under the stand there, the George Giffen stand, up into the members. And it